we're looking at the hourly chart here for Lululemon, the clothing company, and we can see that there was some fundamental related news happening obviously on June 11th, and therefore the stock dropped and it found a bottom around 59.50, low of 59.76 or 59.70, and then it started to rally, as you can see, and it's at 65.48 right now as of close on Thursday, June 27th. Now, where I see this stock potentially going to is most likely towards the upside, but first it would have to find a bit of support, maybe retrace tomorrow during the Friday session, and then bounce to 66, possibly even close at 67 or early into next week. But essentially it is going to find the bottom around this area and then continue the bounce that it has had, because this gap here has to be filled. And although this gap here primarily it may potentially be filled in future, but not in the next couple of weeks, longer into the future. When gaps this size usually occur in stocks that are traded with not a huge volume, such as some other like tech companies, these sort of gaps usually do fill themselves more often than not quite early. And so this would probably go up to, but not past 70 for the 28th, which is tomorrow's session. It may even retrace tomorrow and then do that healthy upwards move later in the week, next week. But essentially, I would most likely not short this stock, because there's much better chart setups than this to short. You're obviously late to the party. If you wanted to short this, you would have probably gone around here earlier in the month, like first week of June, or maybe bought some put options after this news came out and wrote it down, or maybe even sold some put options down here, which would have obviously by now expired worthless or quite close to zero, and profited that way. But eventually the next parabolic SAR setup is most likely in the bottom, therefore this stock's going to move upwards. And I'm going to just take a look at DuPont, which is a chemical company, and you can see that this chart is, I'm not saying it's related, but the move here where it found an intermediate bottom around 52, did a nice bounce to 54, and is now finding a bit of retracement. So if you go into the hourly chart, you can see that this is the retracement. So again, we'll zoom out to the daily, and you can see this red candle bar here indicating a high of 54.10 and a low of 53.39, and now we're sitting pretty much in the middle there. 53.61 is the close. This is also going to move upwards early next week, most likely around 54.50. And if we look at a longer frame, possibly a 6-month, we can see that this, again, the parabolic SAR setup would be most likely toward the upside, and the stock overall, the market overall is recovering. So I would probably not short DuPont or a stock whose chart looks like this. And I'll get into more detail as to what a good short looks like in the next upcoming videos. Thank you.